All right, so let's get into today's video. Today I want to talk about why your healthy lifestyle um, is not, it doesn't have to be all or nothing. You know, we sometimes think that, oh, we either have to be on a super healthy lifestyle or on a super healthy diet, or we're not. You know, we're just eating whatever and we have no plan. But um, you know, your healthy lifestyle doesn't have to be all or nothing. It doesn't have to be 100% one way. You know, it can actually be a combination of these two things. Um, we can find somewhere in the middle of these two extremes, like, because they are extremes. One is like super clean, healthy eating, where you're on a diet and you're eating 100% that way, or you don't have any plan and you just eat whatever sounds good to you, and you have no plan. You don't have any plans for how you grocery shop, or you just pretty much eat out all the time. Those are two extremes. But what we can do is find somewhere in the middle, like a happy medium, um, to where we feel like we're living a healthy lifestyle, but we also aren't deprived and we can still have our favorite foods. So that's what I want to talk about today. So I remember my first diet. When I went on my first diet, it was the South Beach diet. So does anybody remember that diet, or do you remember your first diet? Like, if you do, let me know in the comments, because I love to hear like uh, what your first diet was, or what you tried when you wanted to lose weight or get healthy or something. What was the first thing that you tried? But anyway, mine was the South Beach diet. And the reason was because I just had my son. He was probably 6 months old or so. And I thought by now I would have the weight off. I would have all my baby weight off. And, you know, I was young back then, and I just, I really just thought I would bounce right back and have all the baby weight off really in a couple of months. And then here it was 6 months later, and I'm like, oh my goodness, I've still got this 20 pounds on me and I cannot get it off. And I gained 40 pounds with him. So I had lost 20, which was pretty good, but I still had like 20 pounds that I wanted to get off. And so I had a friend that was doing the South Beach diet, and she lost like a ton of weight. I was like, oh my gosh, I need to try this because she looks great and it's working for her. And so that's what I did. That's why I decided on the South Beach diet, because um, it had worked for her. So I got the book and I tried it and everything, and it worked. Like, I lost that 20 pounds. I lost more than 20 pounds. I think I lost like 25 or 30 pounds. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is it. And I'd never been on a diet before. Like, I'd never really had to lose a bunch of weight before that. And so, well, I thought this was the thing, like, oh my gosh, you know, I finally found what works for me. I feel great. I look great. I was back into my old clothes and everything. But so after about, I'd say 3 months, 4 months of doing this, I started to get, I started to get, like, it started to get harder. Like, it started to feel hard and not easy anymore. And that was for a couple of reasons. Because first, I was kind of getting tired of following this diet. I was getting tired of the food list, because there was like a book and it had like a food list and recipes and all that stuff. And for a while, I was like discovering new recipes and really enjoying them. But then after a while, I was like, okay, I'm tired of eating. I'm tired of eating these foods. I'm kind of over it. I just want like I just want some like real ice cream, like not some sugar-free, low-fat version of their ice cream. I wanted some like full-fat, full-sugar ice cream that was really satisfying. I didn't, because that diet was kind of like low carb and low fat. So you were using like a lot of low fat meats like turkey and it just got old, like the chicken and the turkey and. So it just got harder and harder as the months went on and I just got burned out on it. And the second thing, well, I talked about this. The second thing was I just wanted some like real food, like some real ice cream. Not these versions of foods that were like substitutes for the real thing. Like I wanted some real bread. And so that got kind of old. And then the other thing that came up was when I would go out to eat or go to a get together or something at somebody's house, it would stress me out because I would worry about what they were serving, if there was anything I could eat. And sometimes I just wanted to eat what everybody else was eating. Like I didn't want to be on a diet. I didn't want to have to say, no, I can't have that. I didn't want everybody to know I was on a diet. You don't always want people to know that. You don't want to have to talk about it. You don't want to have to explain everything. So those were all reasons why it was becoming hard. It just was not, to me, it was just not realistic for my lifestyle. Like it just, yes, I got the weight loss and I was feeling really good and I'm sure I was super healthy. But, you have to think when you go on a diet and when you're doing this like restrictive stuff, there comes a point where it kind of messes with your mental health too. And I think that's kind of what it was doing. I felt deprived. I felt like I couldn't be normal. I couldn't eat what everybody else was eating. And it kind of affected me like mentally. And so, like, I just didn't want to feel that way anymore. I just wanted to be normal. I wanted to eat what other people were eating, but I also did want to be healthy and I wanted to keep my weight off and stuff. So let me know if you guys ever felt like that on a diet. I'm sure you have. Let me know in the comments. But so I thought this was how it had to be forever. Like, if I ate anything off my plan, then my diet was over. Have y'all ever felt that way? Like if you go off your diet for one day or one meal, then it's over. You don't, you've ruined it. Because that's how I felt. Like that's how I used to feel. If I couldn't stick with it, then I was a failure. And that's how a lot of these diets make you feel too. Like if you can't stick with it, then you're a failure. That's how you feel a lot of times. But basically, I just didn't feel allowed to go off plan. Like these diets don't make you feel like, they don't say it's okay if you want to go have a night with your friends and go eat pizza. They don't say that's okay, so you don't really feel allowed to go off plan. And so I didn't think it was an option. And so for years I yo-yo dieted. And I didn't realize at the time that's what I was doing. It wasn't until later when I stopped doing that I realized I was a yo-yo dieter for like 7 or 8 years before I realized, that's what I was doing. And I'm sure many of us don't realize that's what we're doing because we go on a diet thinking, okay, this is going to be the forever thing, right? This is going to be the thing that I can stick with. And because you don't, when you go on a diet, a lot of times you don't think, oh, well, there's two types of people, I guess. You either go on it thinking this is going to be the thing that changes me forever. This is what I'm going to stick with, Or you've got some people that go on a diet and say, oh, well, I have a wedding coming up, or I have a vacation coming up, or whatever it is, an event that you want to get ready for, and you know it's just a temporary thing. So those are like two types of people, or two types of reasons that we go on diets, right? So anyway, I did this for several years. I went on several different diets thinking, okay, this is what I could stick with. And then after 2, 3, 4 months, I couldn't stick with it. And I would say, forget it. I'm not doing this anymore. I just don't feel good. I feel deprived. I'm tired of not living my life. And I would just go totally opposite, in the opposite direction, and just eat whatever the heck I wanted, you know? And so I would gain all my weight back. I would gain more. I would feel like crap. And then I'd be like, okay, something's got to give. I gotta get back to eating healthy. And then I would find the next diet, the next latest diet that people were saying, oh, this is great, you know? So I did that for like 7 or 8 years before I realized, you know what? It doesn't have to be this way. I don't have to be on a strict diet for the rest of my life without enjoying the foods that I like. And that's when it hit me. I was like, why can't I just do both of these things? Like living healthy the majority of the time is better than doing these yo-yo diets and binging in between. Like, I don't think that's healthy mentally or physically. And so I was like, what if I just plan for splurges and plan to have these treats and things that I really want, plan it into my healthy lifestyle. So then I don't get to the point where I feel out of control, like I feel deprived, and I feel like I just want to quit. And so that's what I started to experiment with. Instead of being on a particular diet, I just started, because I knew, like, after doing this so many times, I knew what, we all know what healthy food is. We all know. Like, it's not like we don't know what's healthy and what's not healthy. We do know. But it's like we don't want to always have that healthy food. Sometimes we just want pizza. Sometimes we just want cookies or ice cream, So that's what I started experimenting with. I started seeing how long I could go. Like, how many days I could go and eat healthy before I felt deprived. So that's what I started doing. And that was around the time, too, that I had found the 80-20 rule, and started, like, researching that and really just trying to figure all that out and figure out a good plan for myself, because there's lots of different ways you can do that. And I needed to find what was best for me. So I just started experimenting with it. And, in like some weeks, I can go a whole week without feeling deprived and just really enjoy eating healthy foods and not really have the desire to eat like junk food or anything like that. Excuse me, let me. And then there were other times when, like near my cycle or something like that, where I needed some chocolate, or I needed some like comforting carbohydrates, like some complex carbs, like sweet potatoes or regular potatoes, something more comforting, that I would just need it, like before my cycle or around my cycle. So, every week may not be the same. You may have times where you need a couple more splurges that week than than the other 3 weeks. You know what I'm saying? So I just started playing around with that, and I really found what worked for me. And it became easy and it became enjoyable, because then I knew, like, if someone invited me to their house for a dinner or a party or some kind of get together, I didn't stress about it anymore. I was like, okay, well, that's when I'll have my splurge meal, and then I won't even have to worry about what they're having. I won't have to call them ahead of time or say, hey, what are you serving? Or make them feel like they have to make something special for me because I'm on some special diet. I never wanted to feel like that. I never wanted to inconvenience people like that. And so that's what I started doing. I would just like plan kind of to have my splurge meals around whatever I was invited to or whatever we had planned to do. Sorry, you guys. I still have a little bit of that drainage, so anyway, nowadays what I usually do, and I know if you guys have been around and heard my videos or read my posts and stuff, you kind of know what my eating looks like and what my plan is. But I usually try to eat really clean the whole week, and then my day that I have my splurge meals is Saturday. And the reason is because that's when we do most of our like socializing, going out to eat, getting together with people. That's when we do it. And those days, I don't want to I don't want to stress about what I'm gonna eat, when I'm gonna eat, if there's gonna be anything there I can eat wherever I am. I want to be fully present with my family, with my kids, and enjoy that day with them. That is our time together on Saturdays. And so I just don't worry about it. And the other days of the week, yes, I try to hit my protein goals, and I try to drink enough water, and I try to eat vegetables, like enough vegetables to get all my nutrients in and all that kind of stuff. But on Saturday, I just don't worry about it. And this has worked really good for me. Like, I've done this for over 5 years now, and it's worked really good for me. I'm happier than ever. I'm healthier than ever. I feel great. I feel balanced. Like, it's really working for me. So anyway, that is kind of my story and how all this got started for me. But like, I want to know, how is this sounding to you? Like, how does this way of eating sound to you? Does it sound more realistic than going on a diet? Does it sound like something you could do? Does it sound like something you could try? If it does, listen up, because I have a few ways you can go about doing this. There's 3 different ways that I suggest to my clients and to different people who ask me for doing this kind of 80-20 lifestyle, or this more balanced approach. So the first way is to approach it day by day. And that's kind of my approach. This means like 6 of your days you will eat clean, and excuse me, 6 of your days you will eat clean. And eating clean just means eating mostly whole foods. So you're going to eat mostly whole, unprocessed foods. And that's just, fruits, vegetables, meats, healthy fats, things that are whole foods that have been unprocessed, that have not been modified by food companies or whatever. It's just whole foods. And so you'll do that six days a week. And I do that, but I do use Sometimes I use bottled sauces or bottled salad dressings, but I try to make them as healthy and whole and unprocessed as possible. So like the salad dressing that I use, it's just a few ingredients. There's not very many ingredients, and it's like, like olive oil and some like seasonings and stuff. It's very like you could make it at home pretty much, but so I do use some of that stuff. And so but I mostly, my diet during the week is unprocessed. It's whole foods that I'm combining, and I may add some like sauces or spices or something. And the second way is meal by meal. So if you have 3 meals a day, that's 21 meals a week, right? And you will aim to eat clean for 16 to 17 meals out of the week, and then you will have 4 to 5 splurge meals. So to me, that seems like a lot of splurge meals. Like, if you can eat 16 to 17 healthy meals and have 4 to 5 splurge meals, that's like really doable. I mean, I think, but for me, I do the day by day more because I eat really healthy 6 days a week, and then Saturday I just don't worry about it. I just that's my splurge day. But this approach is meal by meal. So that means if you say you want to go out to lunch with your coworkers one day, you can do that. If you want to have some cookies one night, you can do that. If you want to go out to dinner with your family on Saturday, you can do that. Like, there's room for that. So you can approach it meal by meal. But just when you do this approach, just kind of have a plan. Plan out your week. Say, what events do I have going on that week? Where am I going to want to use my splurge meals? Kind of plan that out. You don't have to be like super strict about it, but just kind of plan that out a little bit, so you kind of know where you want to use those, because you don't want to like use all your splurge meals up the on Monday and Tuesday, and then come Saturday you have an event to go to and you're like, oh, I'm all out of splurge meals. You don't want that to happen. So just kind of plan it out based on what you have going on that week. And then the last one is for you guys who like to snack. So if you're a snacker, listen up. So if you're someone who already eats like healthy meals, like you eat super healthy, you eat a lot of whole foods and things, but it's the snacking that throws you off. It's like you eat healthy and then you get thrown off because, you want to snack on junk food or whatever, chips, candy bars, whatever, then this is for you. So you're already eating like healthy meals, but you need to work on getting your snacks healthier. So what you can do is kind of plan for that, just like you plan when your splurge meals will be. Plan when your splurge snacks will be. So if you eat like two snacks a day, that's like 14 snacks a week. So you can have 11 to 12 healthy snacks that week, which you could choose like fruit, nuts, low sugar yogurt, something like that. And then 2 to 3 times a week, have some splurge snacks. Have room for the cookies that you like. Have room for the ice cream or the chips or whatever that you like. But just try not to do that every day. You don't want to eat the Oreos every single day. Just plan for those splurge snacks, and that can kind of help you get on the right track with that. So where you don't have to fully cut it out, but you're not creating a big habit where you're ruining your whole day of healthy eating with a bunch of snacking, a bunch of mindless snacking. Plan for those snacks. plan for those treats and things. So let me know like what approach that I talked about sounds best to you. I would like to know, like, do you think that you would do good by doing the day by day approach, the meal by meal approach, or the snack by snack approach, the snack approach? I want to know in the comments. Let me know. And let me know if you're watching live or if you caught the replay. I always like to know that, who's tuning into my videos. And one more thing before we go, I want to let you know that I'm going to be doing my lives from now on in my Facebook group. And the reason I'm starting this, I'm going to start this next week. And the reason is because I want you guys to feel safer to interact with me, because we do talk about some topics that are hard for people, and that they don't always want their information out there for everyone to see, you know, publicly. They want to ask a question, they want to make a comment, but they don't want everybody to see that. So I decided I'm going to start doing my lives in my Facebook group, just so it's a little bit safer place, where you've got all of us in that group are, you know, our focus is the same. We're trying to live a healthier lifestyle, and we all have issues and things that we want to talk about. And that's why, you know, that's why we're in a group together. We want to support each other on our healthy lifestyle journeys, and just you know, be able to feel safe enough to ask questions and things. So that's why I'm going to start doing it in there. So if you're interested in still watching my live videos from now on, I will leave a I'll leave a comment in the comment section, and it'll have like the link to my Facebook group, and you can just click on that and request to join. And then that way you can still watch my live videos, and you can feel safer to ask questions and comment and things, you know. And this way I'll also be scheduling the events, the live videos, so you'll get notified when I'm gonna have a live video. So I'll be scheduling that in my Facebook group, so join us over there if you still want to watch the videos, and I will see you guys next week over there, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.